question. That is, in a test, suppose you will be writing the exams, right? For example, let us take one exam. In the test, you will be awarded 5 marks for every correct answer and minus 2 marks, that is 2 marks will be deducted for the wrong attempt. Okay. Now, there are two persons, that is Radhika and Jai. These two persons have attempted all the questions, that is there are 30 questions, right? And therefore they have answered all the questions, right? And the score for Radhika is 30 marks and what she attempted is correct answers, that is 10 correct answers, right? And let us see for Jai, he answered all the questions same as Radhika, but he scored minus 12 marks, that is negative marks, that is 12 marks for he attempted 4 correct answers. Now the question is, we have to calculate or we have to identify how many incorrect answers had they attempted. That means how many wrong answers they have attempted, that is both Radhika and Jai. We have to find out them, right? It is so interesting, right? If at all you write exams also, you will be calculating how much I had attempted, right? And this solution will help you in real life also how to calculate your marks regarding the negative marks and the correct options, right? Correct answers when you attempt in an exam. Now let us see how to solve this exam, how to solve this problem in the exams, right? Now let us take for example Radhika. First we will be taking for Radhika and we will be calculating how many wrong questions she has attempted, right? That is, Radhika, she has scored, right, 30 marks. It is given in the question, right? Therefore, we can say that for every question, for every correct answer, we will be getting 5 marks, right? We will be awarded 5 marks, right? Therefore, we can say that 5 marks for every correct answer, right? She got 30 marks. That means how many questions she has attempted? That is, they are given 10 correct answers, right? In the question itself, it is given she attempted 10 correct answers, right? Therefore, for one correct answer, 5 marks. And for 10 correct answers, it will be obviously 10 into 5, that is 50 marks, right? Therefore, now we can say that but the total score, what she got is 30 marks. It is given in the question, right? So, we have to subtract 50 marks from 30 marks. That means 30 minus 50. Actually, she has written 10 correct answers. So, she should get 50 marks. But the problem is, she has attempted the wrong answers also. What she don't know also, she had kept. She answered all the questions. So, some marks of her correct answers has been deducted as the result of attempting wrong answers. So, here we can say that 30 marks minus 50 marks will be minus 20. That means, for the sake of attempting wrong questions, she awarded or she has been deducted 20 marks. That means, for correct answers, she should get 50 marks, right? 10 correct answers, 10 into 5, 50 marks. But 20 marks has been deducted or it is reduced because of attempting of wrong answers at the same time. So, minus 20 marks for wrong answers. So, let us see what is the marks given for a wrong attempt. That is minus 2 marks. It is written in the question itself. So, minus 2 marks for wrong attempt. Therefore, for 20 marks, how many wrong attempts? Obviously, 2 into 10 is 20, right? And we can find out in the same way, 20 divided by 2 also will be getting 10 wrong questions. She has attempted 10 wrong questions. So, 20 marks, that is 10 twos are 20 marks has been deducted from her total marks of 50 marks. So, 50 minus 20, that is 30 marks she has been awarded. Right? Now it is clear, right? Now let us take about Jai. How many wrong questions he has attempted? Jai has attempted 4 correct answers. That means for each correct answer it is 5 marks, right? Let us deal with another more interesting problem. That is, a shopkeeper earns a profit of 1 rupee by selling 1 pen, right? If he sells 1 pen, he will be time he will be getting a loss of 40 paise per pencil because he had some old stock of pencils and he want to sell it for some amount, right? So therefore he is getting 40 paise loss for each pencil. Now he is getting 1 rupee for one pen, right? Now the problem is, in a particular month, means in suppose in June or July or any month, in a particular month, he got a loss of 5 rupees. In this period, she sold 45 pens. How many pencils did she sell in this period? That means the lady or the shopkeeper has been sold how many pens? 45 pens, right? And she got a loss of 5 rupees. That means how many pencils she had sold, because she is getting the loss because of selling the pencils only, right? Because it is an old stock of pencils. So while she is selling them, she is getting a 40 paise of loss for each pencil. So we have to calculate how much loss she is getting per a month by selling the pencils and 45 pens, right? Now let us see the solution, how to solve it. It is very interesting, right? How much loss, why and what, how many pens and pencils, right? It is rotating in your mind also, I hope. Now let us see the solution. That is, selling one pen, that means we will be getting 1 rupee, right? It is given in the question itself. Now she has sold 45 pens, right? That means she should get 45 rupees, right? But she is getting the loss of 5 rupees. So we have to calculate, that means she got a loss of 5 rupees. That means actually she should get 45 rupees by selling 45 pens, right? But she is getting, rather than a 45 rupees, she is getting 5 rupees loss. That means she has invested from her pocket extra 5 rupees. That means 45 plus 5. That is 50 rupees of loss she got in that month, right? Of course you got it, right? Because she sold 45 pens, 45 rupees she should get, right? But she has sold some X pencils in the same month. So she has got a total overall loss of 5 rupees. That means instead of getting 45 rupees, extra 5 rupees loss she got in that month because of selling some X amount of pencils, right? So we can say that 50 rupees loss she got in that month, right? 50 rupees means 1 rupee equals to 100 paisa, right? Therefore we can say 50 rupees equals to 5000 paise, right? Now let us see that profit earned plus loss incurred equals to total loss, right? That is the formula. Now what I said, instead of getting the profit what she should get, she got extra loss, right? Therefore profit earned is 45 rupees, right? And the loss what she got is 5 rupees, right? It is equals to total loss. So we can say that the loss incurred is equals to 50 rupees, that is 5000 paise. Now by selling how many pencils she is getting the loss, that is 1 pencil 45 loss she is getting, right? We have to calculate how many pencils she sold. That means 1 pencil 40 paise loss. That means 5000 paise, how many pencils, right? That is just cross multiplication, that is 40 paise. That means 5000 divided by 40 paise of 1 pencil. It will give us 125 pencils. Thus we will be getting, he has sold 125 pencils in that particular month. Therefore he got a loss of 5 rupees because instead of getting 45 rupees for selling 45 pens, he got a loss of 5 rupees. That means extra 125 pencils he had sold in that month. For that 125 pencils, he had invested 50 rupees. Therefore, he got 45 rupees in that month for pens, right? That 45 rupees, extra 5 rupees from his pocket. Therefore, 50 rupees he had invested on those 125 pencils. Therefore, he got a loss of 50 rupees in that month by getting a loss of 40 paise on each pencil. I hope you understood. It is clear, right? Now let us discuss what are all the topics or what are the important sessions or formulas which are involved in this integers chapter in detail now. Okay? Now let us discuss what we have learned in this integers chapter, right? Now we have seen that integers are the bigger collection of numbers, right? Because it is a collection of natural numbers, whole numbers, right? And at the same time the negative numbers, that is minus 1, minus 2, minus n, right? And all these combination will be equals to integers, right? And we have seen the addition and subtraction of integers and the properties which are valid for addition and subtraction, that is commutative property, right? Associative property, distributive property, and integer identity, that is 0, right? That is a plus 0 equals to 0 plus a equals to a. That means whatever may be the number, when we add it to 0, we will be getting the same number, right? That is the additive identity of addition and subtraction of integers, right? And now let us see the multiplication of integers, right? We have seen multiplication with 2 digits, 3 digits, and positive and negative integers, right? Minus into minus equals to plus, and minus into plus equals to minus, plus into minus equals to minus, and plus into plus equals to plus. I have said the shortcuts and simple methods how to resolve the multiplications, right? And how to remember the signs also. And we have seen the division of integers, right? A divided by 0, it is undefined, right? We cannot divide any number with 0, right? And at the same time a divided by 1, that is equals to a, that is the identity of distributive property of integers, right? And we have seen more, that is multiplication properties such as commutative property, that is commutative property is not valid for multiplication of integers, right? Because a into, that is a plus b equals to b plus a, right? At the same time a into b equals to b into a. Yes, it's true, it's valid for commutative property, right? For division it is not valid. Remember, commutative property is valid for multiplication, but for division it is not valid. Please remember the point. And at the same time the multiplicative identity is 1 and additive identity is 0. That is 1 into a equals to a into 1 equals to a. Any number which is multiplied by 1 gives us the same number, right? And at the same time the associative property, that is a into b of into c equals to a into of b into c, that is the associative property, right? The multiplication holds good for commutative property, associative property, and multiplicative identity property, right? And by seeing the distributive property, while coming to distributive property, we have seen how to divide the negative integers and positive integers, right? And commutative property, associative property does not hold good. It is not valid for distributive property of integers, right? And we have seen some interesting problems also, right? The marks, often how to calculate and all. And this is the conclusion of our